All right, welcome to this video. This is a real treat for me. I've got Lionel here from Atlanta. He's here at the home office, and we're gonna be doing an interview video and talking all about his first couple of deals. So really exciting, stay tuned, coming up.
This video is brought to you by Flipster, the nation's #1 real estate software, with tools for finding, funding, and flipping houses. Check it out now at getflipster.com.
Hey, it's Jerry Norton with flippingmastery.com, and this channel is all about ways to make money wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss new videos. So Lionel, it's quite a pleasure, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming. We're actually going to be spending the next couple of days together here at a training we're doing here at the house. So thanks for coming all the way from Atlanta. And this is the office where I shoot most of the videos here on the channel. And so it's just great to have you here. I'm really excited to meet you in person and continue working with you in your business. And what's exciting about Lionel is he's really new to the business, like this year, a couple months ago, maybe even? How long ago? March. Okay, so this is July, so just a few months. And I think you were telling me that when you started like green, like from not knowing anything, March, right? Pretty much, to now already got a couple deals under your belt. So one closed and you got two more in the works right now. We'll talk a little bit about your deals, but why don't you tell us a little bit about, your journey, why real estate? How did you get started? I think you mentioned the YouTube channel here that I do has been really helpful. Maybe share a little bit about that.
Well, to start, Jerry, I definitely want to give you a shout out. Your Flipping Mastery YouTube channel is absolutely spectacular. It's allowed me to grow my knowledge from pretty much ground zero to a point where I really feel confident being out in the field and talking to people, negotiating. The small nuances when it comes to real estate terminology and things like that. So I feel like you're definitely the #1 YouTube channel for real estate if you're looking to get in and get started.
Thank you.
Definitely a big shout out when it comes to that. But as far as my journey, I was really inspired by a guy named Kevin Edwards Jr. He's kind of a real estate guy, and he's big on supercars now. He's on YouTube.
Okay.
If you ever get a chance to check him out.
Is he in Atlanta, or where's he from?
He's actually in Bakersfield, California.
Okay.
So he started pretty much doing YouTube. He had a gaming channel, and he just went kind of ghost for a little while, about 2 or 3 years. And he comes back on the platform, and he's saying, I'm doing real estate investing, and that kind of led from one thing to another. I'm like,
got you thinking?
What is real estate investing? He's able to pay for these supercars and stuff. So I'm kind of looking at that, and I'm like, let me take a look into that and see where that goes. And just started YouTubing and researching, and came across your channel, of course, Jerry, and literally locked myself in my room for probably about 3 weeks, just binge watching all of your videos, man.
Which there's like over 500,
yeah.
So I mean that's like hours of videos.
Yeah, so got a chance to really grow my knowledge, and from there, man, just having the confidence to go out into the field. You inspire so many different people, Jerry. You don't even realize, with the content you put out. You definitely impacted me, and I'm definitely looking to change the trajectory.
But there's something you did that kind of separates you from a lot of people, because there's a lot of people that watch the channel, a lot of people that learn about real estate, but then learning about something, maybe gaining knowledge, maybe even getting comfortable with the strategy and the techniques, but then actually going out, like you said, into the field and actually now talking to sellers, talking to agents, talking to people, making offers, that's a whole nother animal. Like that's a real step that can be pretty scary, right?
Definitely.
How'd you overcome that?
Just hopping in the field, honestly. I was scared, every phone call at the beginning, heart beating out of my chest. Am I gonna mess this up? But you just gotta allow yourself to make mistakes. You're only gonna grow from it. You just gotta get through those growing pains to really start reaping the benefits of business and real estate in general. But once you start to build your confidence level, you really start to pull things out of yourself you didn't even realize you had.
And nothing teaches like actually doing it, right? I mean, You can get my seller scripts for free, freesellerscripts.com or whatever, and you can have that in front of you, and you can memorize it, right? But nothing teaches like actually talking to a seller, having a conversation, learning all of those things by responses and your tonality, and there's just so much that comes with just practicing, right? So it's so important to do that. And now, what was your work situation? So were you working, stopped working, what'd you do?
So actually, to kind of back up, I just graduated fresh out of college from Kennesaw State University in December. And I lined up a really nice career job. I started in February, and of course COVID hit in March, so I was working that for a while, ended up getting furloughed. And that's kind of the point where I said, I've got time to myself, let me make a change, let me pivot a little bit. Started researching, started watching videos, podcasts, you name it, just kind of wrapping my brain around the entirety of real estate. And from there, I figured out, I can change my life with this. I can change my family's life with this. And I really started to realize, this is something I think is my passion, and I definitely wanted to go for it. So, from about March until about now, I've been every single day relentlessly growing my knowledge about real estate, getting in the field, talking to people. That's really one of the biggest things I've learned when engaging in real estate. When it comes to doing deals and stuff, the more people you talk to, the more deals you're going to do. Momentum. The right? more confident you'll become. It's just a magical thing, honestly.
So we're really talking. Cool. We're talking 3-4 months from when you started to now today. You guys watching this video, and so you're learning, you're gaining this knowledge, and now you start to take action and get out there. How long did it take? This is a question I get all the time. How long did it take from when you started to that first deal?
Let's see. It's about 2 months.
Okay, 2 months. How soon in from learning did you take your first action where you actually started making offers and talking to people?
I would say probably about 30 days.
Okay.
For me to really, I would pick up the phone and, heart beating out of my chest and, then hang up the phone. But
I remember that. Yeah.
After I started making a few phone calls, it started to become natural. The self-limiting fear. It's once you overcome that, the magic really starts to happen.
So let's say then you were learning, educating for about a month. Started taking action about a month after getting on the phones, making offers, digging up leads. Right. You get that first contract, right? So let's talk about that first deal. What was that like? Because there's something special. There's always something special about that first deal because that kind of like, you're like, wow, this is actually a real thing, this actually works. So what was that like for you?
So I had been calling back and forth with different agents, just trying to find a deal, trying to, gain momentum. And I stumbled across one listing with an agent. It was pretty much a completely gutted house that needed a large rehab, probably about a $80,000 to $100,000 rehab.
So big rehab,
yeah. So got with the agent, kind of went back and forth, put the numbers in the deal analyzer and everything. Submitted the offer, and of course it was denied the first time. I came up just a little bit, not too much out of formula, but I took a risk, came up a little bit. The offer was accepted. Ended up going on Facebook, not Facebook Marketplace, but the smaller Facebook groups.
One of the investor groups?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Posted it in there without the address and everything. Mm-hmm. Everybody started, of course, attaching the emails, send me the link. And literally that same day I got the buyer lined up. He put the EMD in and, it was history from there.
I'll tell you guys, that is a really powerful strategy. Right now, if you think about it, everybody's looking for deals. It's hard to find good deals. So flippers out there are looking for these deals, and they're active on a lot of these investor groups. I was just talking with one of my elite mentoring students, and I was telling him about a deal I just got in Indianapolis, and he's like, "Oh, because he flips there. He's like, oh man, I'll tell you what to do. There are 2 indie groups that are pretty big, pretty active on Facebook, investor groups. He's like, put your deal on there. I guarantee it'll get picked up. Someone will grab that thing, which is really cool to think that you can get a good deal, post it on Facebook, not Marketplace, but just one of the investor groups, and you're gonna have eyeballs on it. So that probably felt amazing, like, wow, like just like that, I got a buyer. And what was your wholesale fee on that one?
It was $1,500 for that one.
Okay, so you're nothing to write home about, right? You're not getting rich on that, but
it was a start.
But what did it mean to you? What did that $1,500 mean to you?
It meant that real estate is real, and I can definitely keep the momentum going and do it again and again and again and again until my life starts to change.
Yeah. It's interesting. I did an interview kind of just like this with Ivan here in Phoenix, one of my other mentoring students, and we talked about how that first deal is really special, but really the goal is to now make it sustainable, make it repeatable, because that's when you now have something, right? Anybody can kind of do a deal, maybe stumble into a deal, but it's when you can now have the processes in place and the systems, which is why you're here this week, and learn how to actually make it a business, transition from the chasing after a deal mindset to a building processes that can be repeated to then now bring in deals on a monthly basis. Absolutely. Now you got something real. That's the magical transition that has to happen. I'll tell you, for me, it took a while. Like, it was up and down and roller coaster, and it was difficult. And a lot of flippers and wholesalers, they go through that. So the fact that, for me, I'm just so proud of you, because here you are really early in on your career, young guy too, but really early in on your career, and you see the value in education, you see the value in mentorship. You're here at my training event, and I'm just telling you, you're gonna rock it forward at such speed. For me, Lionel, I went like maybe 2 or 3 years, did not see the value in mentorship, did not see the value in advanced training. And that's one of my biggest regrets looking back, because when I finally saw the value in it, I just grew so fast. And I look back now and I'm like, I would give my right arm had I saw the value in that and sought out a good mentor and sought out additional training. So, man, I just love that you see that and that you have that mindset. And, so that's exciting.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to be able to learn from you, Jerry, and network with everybody that's going to be here this weekend, and take these systems and processes and everything that I learned, get back to Atlanta, and start to implement and hit the ground running. I'm really, really excited.
That's so cool. By the way, if you guys listening, if you want to learn more about my partner and mentor program, just go to fasttrackwithjerry.com and you can register for a training to learn all about it. But Lionel, so you got a second deal right now that's in the works. It's got some hair on it, right? There's a few issues we've been working through, which hopefully we can get that baby back on track. What's the profit on that one?
That one's going to be a $3,000 profit on that.
So
one.
$1,500 to $3,000 on the second, and now, but the real one is number 3.
Yes.
So tell us about number 3, which should close like next week.
So number 3, I'm really, really excited about. I think this one's going to be game changing for me. But I found this one driving for dollars. This one, I had just been in the area, of course, driving up and down the streets, and I had come across a for sale by owner sign. I decide, hey, what do I have to lose? I give it a call, meet the guy at the property that same day. This is an older gentleman.
He just had a little sign in the yard with a phone number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's in his later days. He's 85 years old. And just looking to, of course, cash out on his investment. It had been a rental property for the last, I want to say, 30 years. Got in the house, got to meet the guy, built rapport. We didn't come to a deal right away. So, of course, I had to go back and run my numbers because I hadn't gotten a chance to analyze the deal. I just called him up. He met me probably 15 minutes later at the property. So really, really drilled in the rapport, got back home, ran the numbers. And of course, a couple days went by, followed up again, and we were able to come to a number agreement that worked for both of us.
Did he counter you at all, or
No.
how do you know? Okay, so you made your offer, he took it.
Yeah, it made sense for both of us. So I contracted it the same exact method I used for my first deal, put it on Facebook in the Atlanta investor group. Literally same exact thing. It had a buyer ready to go that same night.
That you posted it, same night someone responded, wanted it.
Yep.
Wow,
So
isn't that awesome?
that's
how much is that one?
That one's a $9,500
Yeah,
deal.
baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's the take-home money there.
Really, really excited about that. You know,
that's when things get real, huh?
Yeah, and definitely plan to reinvest in my business once I get that, and I think that's going to be very, very pivotal for myself moving forward. And I'm always going to look back on that deal and say it changed everything.
That's a special one, yeah. When you hit those kind of numbers, and I hope you're thinking, man, now if I did consistently, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those a month, man, think about that.
Where will I be?
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting some top 1% income now, right? By hitting those kinds of numbers, and you can do it. That's the thing, is you can do it. It's not like there's not inventory. It's not like there's not buyers. You know, it's just keep doing what you're doing, keep learning, keep applying, and you're going to just hit that. So it's just so exciting to see that. That's awesome. And I love something you said, which just goes along with everything I'm learning about you, which is reinvest in my business. And I hope you guys listening right now are thinking about it that way. Lionel is referring to this as a business, not a hobby, not I'll see if it works, I'll test the waters, I'll try it out, you know, a part-time gig or a side hustle. No, this is a business. Absolutely. And when you treat it like a business, you bring a whole different game to the table here, right? You bring a whole different mindset when it's a business. Just calling it that and treating it that way changes so much of your attitudes and the things you do on a day-to-day basis. Definitely. And reinvesting, I hope you're reinvesting in education and marketing, but the more of your profits, especially in the beginning, that you can put back into the business, then the faster you can grow, because now you're going to get more deals, more leads, right? And that reinvestment's going to turn into 5 more deals. Absolutely. And so, you know, that's just how you really propel things forward at a really fast pace. So love that. That's awesome.
Really excited to get rolling.
Love it. Well, thank you guys for joining. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and tell us and share with us, especially Lionel, he'll watch the video, but share with us what is inspiring about sitting here listening to Lionel talk about his first 3 deals in the first 3 or 4 months of starting in this business, how that's inspiring to you, how that's motivating to you to get out there and take action and really step it up and make this a real thing. You know, nothing happens in this business. You can study, you can run numbers, you can do deal analyzers, right? You can look at leads, you can do all of these things. But until you actually pick up that phone and call somebody and put an offer in front of somebody, nothing's going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And the more you talk to people and the more people that you get in front of on a consistent basis, now it really starts to propel forward. That's that momentum that starts to pick up. Because what's going to happen, Lionel, is you're going to start to have people calling you back on, you know, in a month, 2 months, 6 months from now, calling you back from the efforts you did this week and last week. And that's how you really kind of round that corner and start really making things happen. Oh, yeah. So love it. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, guys. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. This is the #1 channel on YouTube for all things wholesaling and flipping, and we'll see you on the next video.